Evening and welcome to another edition of a whole new me show. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some things that could be impacting this year. Article came out, IRS delaying tax refunds. So is that going to affect you? Are you set up? How's your credit this year? How are things going with your 2017 goals? So, on about tonight. Welcome to the show. My name is Eric Lamar, your host, and I'm going to be want to get you set up to prepare and prepared to enjoy the show. So, depends on where you're watching this show. If you're on Facebook page, if you're on your Facebook page watching this, you should be watching inside of a screen that's purple. And at the bottom of this video, there are some buttons that you can click on. Let me just make you aware about. I love audience participation to make the show more informative, so I can give you what you really want to hear and what you really want that you need. So there is a button that says join me live in studio to ask your questions. You can click on that button. You need to have a Gmail account. This information is valuable on YouTube just as well. Inside of the description on YouTube, there is some verbiage, and there's verbiage that says join me live in studio. Click on that link. So if you're clicking on this link inside of Facebook, click on this. Be sure you have your Gmail account opened. Be in a quiet environment. Please, no children crying, pets barking, because there's going to be others listening. This is a recorded show and will be available for replay for the enjoyment of others. So please be courteous there. But I invite you to come on and talk. We're going to be talking about tax refunds, credit, cash flow, all these important subjects that's going to help you better your 2017. If you're watching on Facebook, below the purple box, there is a comment section. Feel free to ask your questions. I'm monitoring that field as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, over to the right side of the video, you can chat and you can ask questions. I'll do my best to answer those questions if you want to chat. But I invite you to come in live on studio camera with me, and you can ask your questions and we'll talk directly and have a conversation. So also, if you're watching on Facebook, please share this link right up above the purple screen. You will see where it says, if you're watching from your desktop on your cell phone, it may not show the same way, but there are some, you can tweet this out. You can send it out on Facebook. You can invite others to, or send it out on Google Plus. So, matter of fact, I'm going to tweet this myself. Join me live. We are a bigger tax refund. That's something else we're going to be talking about tonight, is how to get a bigger tax refund. Oh, let's dive into this. Article came out. I'm going to get into the screen share and share this article with you. And it's going to hurt a lot of poor middle class families that are depending. I mean, how many people are depending on their tax refunds to come this year? And so the article here says IRS to delay tax refunds for millions of low-income families. Article goes on to read that the IRS is delaying refunds for more than 40 million low-income families this year as the agency steps up efforts identity theft and fraud. These delays will affect families claiming the Earned Income Tax Credit and the Additional Child Tax Credit. These tax breaks are geared to benefit the working poor, and many families claim both. For most of these people, it is the biggest check they are going to get all year. IRS Commissioner John Kosonen said in an interview with the Associated Press, "We are sensitive to that." The tax filing season starts January 23rd, but a new law requires the IRS to delay tax refunds for people claiming these credits until February 15th. Processing times will delay most of the refunds until the end of February. So what is my take on this article? Well, you heard the information, and this is going to affect so many families. And it is sad that that is the biggest check that so many people are going to be receiving this particular year. I want you to think about something. Economic indicators. Have you been also hearing in the news stores closing stores, Florida? And I think it happened all across the authority last year. Macy's closing stores, Sears closing stores, closing stores. I was having a sale that could just be something limited to. There was another store that I heard that was going out of business. Apple delaying certain phones. Just keep it real. And this is what I like to do with the Whole New Me show. If you haven't been following me and this is your first time, please understand that this show is simply about helping you achieve the goals that you want to achieve. I'm going to give you the real information. I'm going to give you insight. I'm going to give you things to be thinking about. I want you to raise your conscience level. Status quo. When I initially started this show, it was about showcasing me, my weight release journey. As I move forward, I have to take a hard look at myself. How in the hell did I get up to the weight I was? I was 337 pounds September 1st, 2015. With the help of my team, I got my weight down. Now I'm down 70, around 70 pounds. But in the process, I had to identify the reasons why and most of it was stress, lack of planning, poor credit, of disaster financially, nothing to fall back on. Those were some of my experiences. I've changed that. And now my mission is to help who wants that, because you can go on the best diet, you can be eating the best food, but if you're stressed out financially, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're stressed how your children are going to get to the activities you want them to be involved in, that's only going to make your body hold on to fat. Working out, walking, doing everything you're supposed to do and not get the desired results. So this show is about helping you achieve the lifestyle that's in the areas of health, finance, business, and relationships. So tonight we're going to be covering a piece, and I'm going to be giving you some take on this IRS situation that I want you to really take home. Economic indicators to having an election year, about to move into a new president, big box stores closing doors. That's going to affect jobs. How do you think that's going to affect the economy? Now the IRS is delaying refunds because of identity theft and fraud. Folks, let's just keep it real. You see, the difference between poor people and rich people or wealthy people is that poor people spend money because they have it. Wealthy spend money because they can. And it's with choices. Now, do poor people spend money? Well, think about your neighborhoods that you drive in your inner cities that are more impoverished. What do you see more of? You see some beauty salons, you see the barber shops, which we got to have those things, but you also got the liquor stores, you got the payday loan places, you got all this infrastructure to take advantage of the poor. Well, why is that? Because poor people spend more money. That's a fact. The poor spend more money. They spend more money on everything, the flash of life. Okay. So now, if the poor spend more money, that props up the economy. So if we are headed, which again, there's not too many people talking about this, but I'm starting to talk about it on my show. I'm not an economist. I'm not here to preach doom and gloom, but I am here to say, let's not forget 2007 and 2008. What happened? So, what do we think is going to be happening probably within the next 2 years or within the next 18 months, possibly even this year? We're headed to another recession because all the indicators are starting to line up. So, if the IRS holds on to more money so that the poor doesn't spend this money too quickly, but they will spend it later when the economy is going to need more money spent. I want you to read between the lines. So if you're going to give refunds out right now when things are going well, we don't need that money. But later on, we're going to need the poor and middle class spending that money down the road. And that is just a harsh reality of economics 101. So I want to give you my take on this delay. Identity theft and fraud has been an issue for years. Now, by the way, if you are a victim of identity theft and fraud when it comes to your and the IRS, and you have challenges filing your taxes and so forth with the IRS, if you've got credit issues, there are major solutions available to help you. I love that because identity theft is so prevalent today. You can go into the website identitytheft.gov. Not think you're a victim of identity theft, but there are at least 5 different scenarios that the government informs you to be a victim of identity theft. And although that may suck, benefits along the way for you. Also said we're going to be talking about how to get a bigger refund. So I want to thank you again for tuning in. Again, my name is Eric Lamar, your host, and we're going to talk about some things that I truly enjoy talking about, and that's financial empowerment. Financial literacy, that is one of the key elements that you've chosen to be a goal for you, 2017. You may have chosen to do better in your business, to even start a business. Things I'm going to let you know is important. That is capitalizing your business or your business project or idea. An entrepreneur, and she wanted me to help her with marketing her business. I listened to what her needs are and where she's at. And I said, okay, so do you have a budget? She said, well, very little. My goal is to reinvest from sales of what happens and grow that away. That's not the way to do it. It can be done that way, but that's the slow way. Get your credit fixed, get your business credit built up, have a into your business so that your chances of success are greatly improved. Now, if you have challenges with credit, we need to have that conversation. I'm going to give you a few tips tonight, but you seriously want to inbox me and we need to have a conversation so that we can help you. But let's dive into this topic of how to get a bigger refund. First of all, I want you to ask yourself, where does your tax refund come from? I want you to think about it. If, I don't carry a lot of cash. I use my card. So I got a $5 bill here. But pretend this is a $50 bill. Just pretend. And you bought something for $10. Let's just say $25. You bought something for $25 from me. Give me this $50 bill. I owe you what in change? I owe you $25. Think about your job. You go to work. When you started that job, you filled out a form called W-4. Form gives your employer the instructions as to what they should withhold in taxes, send to the IRS on your behalf, so that in the next calendar year, when you file your taxes, and you tell the IRS, I have this many dependents, and the head of household and child credit, if you're claiming all that, they'll say, okay, this is how much you owe in taxes. They'll say, okay, you owe 10,000 and you've paid us 15,000 over the course of the previous year. Your refund is what? $5,000. It's the same as getting change back payment. Simply is all it is. Okay. Now, one thing that people do, and it happens with lower income individuals because the money is so important to have in the budget, they will pay for a rapid refund. So that means you give up a percentage, and the person or the agency that's preparing your taxes will advance you that money because they'll get the money from the IRS sent to them, but it's going to cost you a fee. That's one way of cutting into your own profit. So to get a bigger refund, period. I don't know why people pay to get their own money. It's the same thing when you go to a ATM machine to pull some money out, and it's not the ATM of your particular bank. And you got to pay a fee to the ATM and to your bank because it wasn't your bank. So you pay bucks to purchase a pizza, and you're going to pay $5 to get that $20. So I want you to think about that. How many times have you ever gone that was not in the network of your bank, and you're paying to get your own money? Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different outcome. It's insane to go pay to get your own money. So now let's take it the next level. Your opinion. This is a question open for you to answer. What is your opinion of? Do you think a tax refund is a smart financial decision? Or do you think it's a bad financial decision? Feel free to comment. And again, if you want to join me live in studio, click on the button or click on the link to join me live. Come on and ask some live conversation. So let's talk about this. Should you get a tax refund? Explained what the tax refund really is. It's simply a refund back, or you pay too much. Now, when you get that refund check, have you ever noticed down at the bottom right corner of that check, have you ever noticed the interest rate paid to you for someone holding that money period of 12 months? You never noticed that? check your refund check out this year because it won't be there. I was your friend and I said, Eric, I want you to think about this. Would you do this deal with me? Eric, would you pay me an extra, let's say your refund is $5,000. So you divide 5,000 over course 12, 12 divided by, that's simple math, but let me just make sure I give you the accurate number from the calculator here. So I'll show it to you on screen. 5,000 divided by 12 is $415 per month. So let's just make it easy. You overpay your taxes when you get a tax refund, $400 a month. So, and I came to you and I said, hey, I got an opportunity that I want to fund. Would you pay me $400 a month? And at the end of the year, I'm going to pay you $5,000 back. I'll just give you $5,000 cash, January 31st, February 1st, something like that. Would you do that if a friend came to you asking you to just let them hold $400 a month for 12 months and then they would give you back $5,000 February 1st of the next year? Would you do that? Yes or no? Most people would say, hell no. But if it's your friend, why wouldn't you let your friend money? Because they have a credit card that if for some reason, you know, you the cash off the credit card. So you know the money is good. So let's put aside the issue of, well, I don't know if they're going to pay me back. Saying your friend said, let me use $400. I'll give you it back February 1st, guaranteed, signed an agreement. Would you let them do that? Most people will say, no, I'm not going to let them do that to you. Why let the IRS do that? If your friend is your friend, why not let them go make money with that? You're not going to make money with it. You don't care to make any money with it. So what difference does it make what they do? You're not asking the IRS. So why should you ask your friend? Why should you care what your friend is doing with the $400 a month you're giving them? Shouldn't make a damn bit of sense to you. That's how crazy it is. And that's why financially, we have to elevate our thoughts. Now, for some people, getting a tax refund may be the best thing for them. Because if you don't have the discipline to use that $400 a year yourself to eliminate your own debt, to invest into your own business, to create more cash. I mean, what if you can create $1,000 with that $400 a month and you turn that into $6,000 yourself? You made $1,000 on $5,000. That's 20% rate of return. Are you getting that in the stock market? No. What if you could take that $400 a month and put it into, let's say, some online marketing to maybe a Shopify store or an Amazon store and sell products online? You need that 400, you were giving it to the IRS. Okay. So if you don't want to be creative with that, why not? I know I went on a rant there, but I really want you to understand how to change the mindset, because that's all you're doing with the tax refund. But again, if you do not have the discipline, it might be the most genius savings plan that you should use. And if that works for you, namaste. I wish you the best with that. But if you want something better, I want you to be thinking about something better. If you're watching on Facebook, there's also a button below. That button also is going to, it says join Living Prosperously. I want to tell you a little bit about the Living Prosperously membership program. And what that really is all about is for people that are ready to take their financial goals to another level. This membership, one of the first things that we've concentrated on, and it's a private Facebook group, information out Facebook and YouTube and so forth. I coach inside of a private group. And the first about is, again, why is credit important? Earlier, I gave you the words economic indicators. How many people said in 2008, the next economic crash, I want to be prepared to take advantage of opportunities, maybe to get into real estate, to buy? As we all know, you buy low, sell high. What's to happen this year? Financially prepared are you? And do you have the credit or the ability to open up lines of credit so that if you see something that's in foreclosure in your neighborhoods or in your town, you see, I say it just like this: credit and having cash, you choice options. And having options and cash is the same as power of it is the same as a condom. You're going, Eric, what the hell are you talking about? A condom? Yeah, it's better to have them and not need them, not have it. Let that sink in for a little bit. I mean, can you imagine after one night of enjoyment and you've got 18 years of responsibility? Yeah, probably would have wished you had it. Or can you imagine? This is not a Cialis commercial, but when that moment is right and you don't have it and it's required, you have to go to the store. You see, it's the exact same thing. When you see an opportunity in your city, someone presents you with an opportunity to get in on maybe some IPO, which stands for, it's a public offering. The IPO, these are opportunities. When a company is selling stock, I'm not giving you financial advice here. I'm just telling you the definitions and the rules of how it works. See, if you know someone is about to go public with a company, but months in advance, they gave a certain group of people an opportunity to buy stock at a super ridiculous low price, buy 1,000 shares, and it was and you didn't have $1,000, $50 a share. Can you see how that is an opportunity that you would wish you had $1,000? See, again, having credit or having cash gives you options, choice, and control. You're left on the sidelines looking in. So the point that I'm getting at is that having your credit, this is one of the first things we talk about inside of Living Prosperously membership, is the importance of having your credit dialed in. If you've been fighting collection companies, there's no reason to be dealing with collection companies. They're one of the easiest entities to get out of your life. You answer the phone. Don't ignore them. I'm giving you some real, raw, genuine, bona fide, valuable information here. When those collection companies call you, answer the phone. If you have the ability to record the phone call, there's apps out there that you can record on your phone. Record that phone call. Do you know how many times they violate your rights? And if you get the right attorney, go after those collection companies, because the Federal Trade Commission has fines in place when your rights are violated. $500, $1,000 per violation. Yeah, they can't threaten to sue you and don't sue you. They can't threaten to arrest you. See, don't let these people steal your joy. Don't let these people affect your sex life with your spouse because you're so stressed out about all these bill collectors calling your home. They probably purchased the debt, and you may Again, you may not be financially responsible to that particular entity. Yeah, it's correct. So if you want help, bill collectors from harassing your life, inbox me. I'd be more than happy to help you shut down bill collectors and help you get them off your credit report. Maybe you've had some bankruptcies, perhaps some judgments, tax liens, or student loans, and so forth. And those have held you back from obtaining the capital you need to grow your business. When do you think it's time to uh, getting started on gaining your power back? Like last year? Inbox me. Join Living Prosperously. Get inside, start taking advantage of the information. What if I told you that then 3 credit bureaus reporting on you? Wouldn't you want to know who they are and how to start attacking? Know these other bureaus and typical credit restoration companies. The reason why they aren't always as effective is because the tactics that the major 3 use to verify isn't always lawful. You see, they will go take a peek in some of these other bureaus, see what they got going on, and then they'll come back to you and say, Eric, we verified this and it stays on your credit. Therefore, you're not getting the results you need or want. Would you like to overcome that? Yeah, become part of the Living Prosperously membership. That membership is also going to show you how to increase your cash flow. You remember that W-4 form that I told you about? That one form is filled out incorrectly by 80% of the American population. Did you know it had a page 2? Most people don't know that it has a page 2. And I'm not asking these questions sounding like that. I just want you to start thinking because there's so much that hasn't. So when you start filling out page 2 is the juice of the W-4. In America, Congress has a program designed to allow you to control how much you spend in your income taxes. Yeah. We're going to be talking about this in the Living Prosperously membership. The purpose of this membership is to help you take your to the level you deserve. So what if we can help you increase your cash flow to $300 to $700, $800 a month? What if then we can take your credit score and help you get that score from the 400s up into the 700s? Show you how to put positive history onto your credit report so that reporting history, aged history, but also a solid score. Getting your business. What if you could get the credit for your business without having to personally guarantee it in the future? Those are the types of things we deal with inside of the Living Prosperously membership. I bring in other experts to talk about certain things as well. So I invite you to click on that link. And to get to that link, if you're watching this on YouTube, that says Living Prosperously membership in the description, click on that, and that'll take you into the private Facebook group as well. So I'm going to give you one last tip on increasing your tax refund. Take advantage of a program that Congress has set up in place that the IRS administers, and that's have a home-based business. Now, why is that important? When you have a home-based business and you go through the coaching, I will teach you how to use page 2 of the W-4 as a powerful tool, increase your take home $200, $300, $400, but also additional dollars in deductions beyond already allows you with your child tax credit and your household earned income tax credits. You see, there's 3 tiers to the tax system in the United States: those that are employees, those that are business owners, and those that are investors. In the Living Prosperously membership, we're going to teach you how to operate in all 3, but how to tax code in all 3. Yeah. You ever wonder why the wealthy pay percentage of their income in taxes versus the poor and middle class? Because they got better accountants. You got access to CPAs too. Just that they participate in different ways of earning money. And the 3 different ways of earning money are all taxed at a different. Is a tax code. W-4, a tax code. Both in the same tax code. 1099 is a tax code. A tax code. So, to increase your tax refund, stop paying to get your own money back. Correctly fill out your W-4. Set up a home-based business. Start applying those things. Join the Living Prosperously membership. See you. It'll pay. I'm going to check for any. This has been a great broadcast. I'm glad you was able to tune in with me. I'm just double check to make sure. All right. So I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been fantastic. Remember, money. Who has control of it? Are you in control of it, or is someone else going to be affected by the IRS? You increase your take-home pay, you may not have to be affected as bad as you might think. Next year, if you take advantage of these tips that I'm giving you now for a full 12 months, OMG, you're going to be amazed. Not only did you increase your take-home pay this year, the refund you're going to get next year is going to be awesome. This is Eric. Thanks for tuning in for another wonderful Wednesday evening episode. If you find this of value, please comment below. If you've got questions, I'll monitor these questions. And we'll see you next Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern time for another wonderful episode. Have a great night.